Yeah, so in 2012, when I joined Man City, obviously they were like full time. It was the first year in WSL, and
Hmm.
we obviously was in at like 8 o'clock in the morning and left at like 4:30. So it was like a real full day,
Yep.
and like it's crazy to think that like you're in the real professional environment. You don't have to go to work, like that is your like 9 till 5 job.
In the place to then take the next step again. So I think I'd got myself, especially the last season at Cov before I left for Italy, I got myself in a good place. I was fit. I felt good, felt strong.
Welcome back here on Sandy Bank Media for another episode. We're talking with a couple of professional footballers over in Europe, and we're going to have a chat about their career and what it's been like. We've got Danielle Lea and we've got Chelsea Weston. Welcome, ladies.
Hiya.
Hello.
Fantastic to have you on.
Thanks for having us.
Well,
Thank you.
Who would like to start off talking about their career and what that's been like?
Go on, Chelsea,
Dan.
go first. Either or, it doesn't matter.
Go on, I'll go then. Get out of the way.
Go on, Chelsea.
So basically I started at Birmingham City when I was about 10, and then joined the first team when I was about 14. Then started to play for England at 15. Then I went to Doncaster and played a couple of seasons there before I came back to Birmingham when the WSL started in 2010. And then played there for 5 years and then went to Notts County. And then after Notts County, I went to London Bees. And then I went to Coventry after London Bees and then ended up in the Serie A in Italy.
Yeah, excellent. And Danny?
So I got skied for United when I was 5, played all the way through until under 17s, got a scholarship to America, went to America I had a 4-year scholarship, but left after 7 months, came home and then joined City and then was in Manchester City's first team. And then from Manchester City, I went to Everton, Liverpool, London Bees, and then went and played in Serie A in Italy.
Fantastic. Well, let's start off with your youth careers. I mean, it's a bit different to here in Australia. We don't have those academy streams for girls or those pathways. But what was it like for yourselves and what was that experience? Can you share a little bit of light into it, Chelsea?
So obviously at the time I'm a bit older than Dan, so football wasn't really professional until 2010. So when I was growing up, it was more about like you didn't get paid or anything. It was just about turning up, having fun. But yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and I was with because I started in the first team quite young.
Yep.
Around a lot of experienced players at such a young age. So that was really good. And then I started in the England setup at 15, and that was probably one of the best things of my youth career growing up, really. It was exciting to play at that time.
Yeah, especially as a 15-year-old. Did you find that challenging or rewarding, or was it a little bit daunting being in that side at that age?
No, definitely rewarded. I got to travel a lot. I pretty much played most of the games growing up through the youth. So I got to travel quite a lot all the way through the year for so many years. So it was, it's a very, very good experience, and I'm definitely glad I've done it.
Right. And Danny, what was your youth career like?
It was good. So I was obviously at United for a very long time, from 5 to 17, and it's at that time, like, it's very professional, and it was nothing to do with money. It was just about like having fun and the passion of football, and you just went there every day just to play. And then I did get picked up for England as well, obviously when I was younger. So yeah, it was good.
You're still young.
Well, I'm getting old now.
And just want to have a look at your sort of like, speaking of that, being in that academy setup, was it 5 days a week kind of training with school and things like that, or?
Mine wasn't full time, so we trained 4 times a week at night. Okay. And then we still just went to normal school. So it's not really like the boys. It's not like the boys setup. So obviously we don't get paid and stuff like that. And
no problem. Well, thank you for sharing that. Well, let's have a look at Chelsea. So coming out of your youth career, So was it football always on your mind? This is what I want to do for the rest of my life, or was it something that sort of just fitted in well?
No, yeah, football. Like I live and breathe football. It's in my blood. If you ask anyone that knows me, football's it's just life. But I never thought, because like I said before, I come from a era where you never got paid for football. Mm-hmm. I never turned around and thought I could be a professional footballer. Never. I just thought I'd turn up. You'd go to work, turn up and play football and still have fun. It didn't occur to me growing up that you'd ever get paid for it. So the fact that football's come a long way, it's nice to see. It's really nice to see.
No, that's excellent to hear that. Was there sort of a point in your career where it really started shifting, or you sort of went, hey, look, I'm a professional footballer now?
Yeah, like it happened, I suppose. The professional side of it started in 2010 for me. Mm-hmm. You started to see the money influence and the training increase and your workload. Like you didn't really go to work as much. It kind of then you realize, oh, it's professional now. But at the same time, because you'd come from an era where you never got paid, you still just thought it was just normal. It's hard to explain, I think.
That makes sense. Well, let's have a look at that shifting dynamics. The changing in times. Let's go to Danny. You would have came into that system where it was that professional environment starting to set in?
Yeah, so in 2012, when I joined Man City, obviously they were like full-time. It was the first year of WSL, and mm-hmm. We obviously was in at like 8:00 in the morning and left at like 4:30. So it was like a real full day.
Yep.
And like it's crazy to think that, like you're in the real professional environment. You don't have to go to work. Like that is your like 9 till 5 job.
Excellent to hear that. And Chelsea, being in that, let's say in that first 2 seasons at Doncaster, in that professional environment, how was that experience for you?
So Doncaster was in, I think, 2008 and 9.
Yep.
And then I went to Birmingham and then it started professional in 2010. But I think because I was 17 when I went to Doncaster. Mm-hmm. It was a good learning curve for me. They treated me really well, and I was playing every game consistently, and I think it really helped to make the step into the game in 2010. It was really good. It was a good stepping stone.
That's excellent to hear that. And obviously you had over 50 appearances for Birmingham in that 4-year period you were there. How did you go yourself, and what sort of things did you learn and pick up?
Birmingham has always been like the main heart. I've always been there. I've been there a long time. We didn't have much money at Birmingham compared to like probably Dan's at Man City or Arsenal, Chelsea. So it was more of a family environment.
Yeah.
We built a family relationship, and everyone got on with everyone. There's a lot of banter, and everyone was there for everyone. So, and I think that's why we succeeded the way we did in the first 4 years of the professional game, just because we had such a togetherness.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the main things in football that you need to succeed, I think.
Oh, 100%. And Danny, let's have a look at just towards your end of your youth career before you stepped into senior football at more of a professional stage. What was that final couple of seasons like for you?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's definitely a big step going into like a full-time environment, considering you've been playing in like an academy with, everyone's got different abilities. So it's definitely just going from being like 17 to playing with real adults, that are more physical, a lot more stronger. So it's definitely a big step up, but you just kind of learn to, just go with it, and it only makes you better as a player.
What about sort of the pressure side of things? Like when we hear it here in Australia, we hear that, players come out of the academy, there's a lot of pressure for them to succeed, and a lot of players don't make it. Did you feel that sort of pressure, or is that?
I don't know. You kind of just got to keep your head, haven't you, and just kind of listen and learn, and you just go with it. And being 17, playing with people that have obviously been in the game a lot longer and a lot older than you just learn off them. So you know that you're not going to get in the starting 11 straight away, and if you do, then obviously it's amazing. So you just kind of got to keep your head and go with it and just play to the best of your ability. And if you're good enough, you'll play. And if you're not, then you just got to work harder.
Yeah, brilliant mindset there. And Chelsea, just going back to yourself, just looking at your 2 final seasons in England before you headed overseas, what was those 2 seasons like for you?
Very up and down personally. I suffered a lot of injuries back to back, so it was always my mindset to get myself back fit and in a place to then take the next step again. So I think I'd got myself, especially the last season at Cov before I left for Italy, I got myself in a good place. I was fit. I felt good, felt strong. Mentally, I was strong. So then, yeah, it was good to get back into the full-time setup really after that. So yeah, it was hard, but it was good.
That's excellent. Yeah. And what was sort of one of the reasons you headed overseas or to Italy? Yeah.
Going abroad was always something I wanted to do. But being in the England setup for so long, it was kind of not frowned upon, but it was kind of like if you went, there might be less chance of being selected in my time.
Yep.
Like that. So I didn't really go. So then when I was at Coventry, it was part-time. Then obviously I got the offer from Italy and it was full-time, and I couldn't really say no to the opportunity really. So yeah, it was a big learning curve. I don't regret it. And there's a lot of lessons learned from being at that team. So yeah.
That's always great to have that bit of experience, especially playing in another country, in another league. And
Definitely.
Danny, sorry?
I said definitely.
Excellent. And Danny, let's have a look at your senior football. So we've just had a look at your youth side of things. First couple of seasons in senior football, how do you think you went?
Say that again, sorry.
How did you win in your first couple of seasons in senior football?
Well, I got injured like kind of a couple of games into my senior career. So I did my ACL. So obviously, yeah, I was out for quite a while. So I didn't really start off the best of luck. But, I just, run rehab was really good at the time, and it only made me stronger and more determined as a player. Yeah. So then obviously I just kicked on, then went to Everton and kind of just tried to get back into swing like things. And so we just went from there really. I've not had the best of luck in my career, but like we're on the up at the minute, so we're seeing how well it goes at the minute.
Yep, excellent. And you also decided to take the leap and go abroad as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just different, isn't it? I think it's a new challenge, and it's Series A in Italy it's growing, and it's one of the best leagues in the women's game. Obviously, the English league at the minute is probably the best league for women, but it's different. Like it's different culture, it's a different style of play, and it's good just to learn different things.
Definitely is. Well, look, just before we wrap up, Chelsea, what's one advice would you give to Danny looking back at your career?
God, it's a good question. Oh God, I think learning from your own experiences and others' experiences. Try and learn lessons that they've already gone through, and just try and set yourself up for a better career then.
Excellent. That's a great piece of advice. And Danny, what's one advice you'd give to someone that's at a youth career or is just starting out in football or in the academy space?
My advice is to never give up. Like people will tell you different things, and people might not always agree with like your thoughts, and people might put you down a bit, but just don't listen to them. And if you honestly want to play football, and you believe in yourself, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And if you do get injuries, like we've had a lot of injuries, like don't give up. Like the women's game is getting a lot bigger, and there's a lot more out there to help with injuries, and that from obviously when I got injured as well. So just don't ever give up, and make sure that if that's what you want to do, then aim for your goals.
Brilliant piece of advice. Well, just before we wrap up, Chelsea, what sort of your future plans in football or goals that you have?
If I'm being honest, I think just to enjoy my career while I've still got it. I've been injured so much. I know I don't know how long I've got left. Like, I'm in a good place at the moment, but I think just to enjoy football for as long as I can.
That's the way to go. Hopefully they'll have met plenty more years to come. And Danny, yourself?
Mine's the same as Chelsea. Like, I've been injured a lot as well. And, you know, like she said, we don't know how long we've got left, do you? So you've just got to get the most out of it and just play and enjoy it to the best that you can. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Brilliant. Well, those sound like really good pieces of advice for anyone that's watching or just in general in anything in life. But I just want to say thank you very much for joining us and talking about your careers. It looks like, Chelsea, you've had an amazing career. Danny, you're just getting started off with plenty to come. And just want to wish you best all the luck with it.
No, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.